I'd like to recommend to you the novel Ulverton by Adam Thorpe. His first novel, he was a poet before that, and you can tell that by the richness and variety of the prose through which this story is told. And it's a story about an English village, the Ulverton of the title. It's a story of the village going through the ages, so from 1650 through to 1988. There are numbers of different chapters, each set in a particular year, and each inflected with the history of that time. So we start off with the period where the influence of the Civil War is still felt, and end up in 1988 when the rural life has become more a lifestyle choice and something very disconnected from the tribulations we've experienced in the intervening years. Each chapter is told in a different style and through different means. So there are chapters told through letters, there are chapters told through fragments of trial transcripts, and at the end there's a chapter told through the script of a television programme. So there's a variety of different styles through which the ongoing stories are told, and these stories are sort of folded into each other. So you get stories from a particular year, which are resolved sometimes tangentially in future chapters. So there's a very innovative and well thought out structure to this novel. It's a story of history. We get the stories of individuals, but it's really the village which is the main character in this novel, and it's a village through which the history of England, the rural history of England, is told. Often a very hard and harsh story too, because this story particularly focuses on the forgotten people of history, often the agricultural labourers. There are hints at a deeper history as well in the Long Barrow which looms over the village, and there are lots of different stories folded into the main rural history of the novel. There's a ghost story in here. There's a murder mystery, and there's all sorts of other stories which are told. It's an experimental novel in some ways, in that it explores different styles, including one extraordinary passage told in a sort of James Joycean stream of consciousness monologue, which goes into the head really of an old man driving a dray horse, but it's very accessible as well. It's hugely compelling and also very moving. It shows the impact of various waves of history upon the individuals in this village. So whether that be the Civil War or the agricultural riots of the early 19th century, or of course the huge seismic shift of the First World War. It's a wonderful description of place and of the people within that place. It's a well, as the Times says on the front cover, it is, I'd say, a masterpiece. I highly recommend it. Ulverton by Adam Thorpe.